Man, things have really gone crazy, haven't they? So I did a couple videos in the last couple days about what's going on in WWE with the angle that was done on Friday, where Cody Rhodes, after winning his second Royal Rumble in Tampa, Florida, the city, well, St. Pete, but still Tampa, the city that Dusty Rhodes was a hero in. His father was a hero in this city and made it abundantly clear he was going to go against Roman Reigns again to finish the story at WrestleMania 40 in Philadelphia and kind of do the Rocky Balboa thing where he was going to get the title in the rematch. Instead, there was another Rocky, and he basically stepped aside to allow The Rock to basically take his place. Now, he didn't outwardly say that. The Rock just came out at a face-to-face with Roman Reigns, and that's how the show ended. But since then, a lot of people were really pissed off, including me, because even though I appreciate The Rock, and I think most wrestling fans appreciate The Rock, okay? Very few fans actually hate this guy. A lot of people got into wrestling in the Attitude Era where it was his playground. And he made a bunch of movies. Some were great, some were not so great. He's a big star. He's kind of a likable guy based on interviews. Like, the issue is not so much with The Rock. I think had The Rock won the Royal Rumble in January and challenged Roman Reigns, that would have been a different story. I think if that were the case, then, okay, there's a story here. We got something going on. The Rock and Roman Reigns. Cody can then win the chamber or do something else. Feud with somebody. It would have sucked because it would have been against what they were, the better judgment of making a new top babyface. But that, I think, would have been a bit more palatable and plausible than having Cody just say, I'm going to take everything from you, but not at WrestleMania, which Cody's been saying for 2 years now. He's going to do this for his father. Cody's goal was never to take everything from Roman Reigns. That was never his goal. His goal was to win the heavyweight title that Hulk Hogan and Bruno Sammartino and Steve Austin had at one time in their careers. That was his goal. Now, what's happened since then is I thought I was the only one, me and my group of friends, but a lot of people are quite pissed off about this. Within just a few hours, the clip of The Rock and Roman Reigns had 200,000 dislikes, which actually had more dislikes than any video in the history of WWE's YouTube. Now, coming from somebody who's done YouTube for 9 years now, I've never had a video I've never had a video in my entire career get more dislikes than likes. Ever. The closest one that came to it was one where I got 75% likes, 25% dislikes. And that was years ago. Now, obviously the internet wrestling fan is a piece of the overall wrestling fandom. However, the people that are going to these shows, especially WrestleMania, are those that are the most hardcore fans, as they're willing to pay money for the big stuff and to be at this big event. After the 200,000 dislike thing, I thought it would maybe die out. But no, not only did this continue, but hashtag We Want Cody was trending. There was one I think that said like, sorry Cody. This has completely backfired on WWE, at least from their hardcore base. A lot of people wanted to see Cody finish the story. And I think if they had promoted Rock and Roman Reigns for any other time, last year, the year before, or next year, would have been a different story. But Cody Rhodes has worked so hard in the past 2 years, not just in the ring, but doing the charity, reaching out to fans, doing above and beyond what most baby faces would ever do, to establish himself as the man. And for them to create this angle where he just says, nah, I'm going to step aside and let Rock take care of you, it's just really, 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 really dumb. And then it got worse because apparently, according to or at least as of the recording of this video, it's now at 500,000 dislikes. You have to understand, the previous video that got this many dislikes was the video on YouTube from 2009 when Randy Orton DDT'd Stephanie and kissed her when she was unconscious. A lot of people have become a lot more sensitive lately to, in the past 10, 15 years to sexual assault, and that angle sort of felt like that. I can't say it was fully that, but I get why people would say that. It definitely was, it was a memorable angle. I mean, I remember that when it happened, and I was like, whoa, they're really putting the heat on Randy here, and that thing got a bunch of dislikes, right? That's fine. But this has gotten more. If WrestleMania 20 taught us something during the Brock Lesnar-Goldberg match, it's that the internet is here to stay. And even though not every fan that goes to these shows is an internet wrestling fan, it's a big thing. It's a big deal. It's a big thing. And I said it to my friends, and I'm going to say it here. If they actually go through with this Roman Reigns Rock match in Philadelphia, in case you don't know, Philadelphia is not just the home of ECW, but also a town that's been knee-deep into wrestling and a town that is not afraid to be vocal. I have friends of mine who grew up in Philadelphia who have told me stories about the Philadelphia Eagles fans throwing batteries from the stands into the field. Philadelphia Eagles fans are very vocal. Philadelphia sports fans, they take their sports very seriously. I would not be surprised if during Roman Reigns versus The Rock, if the crowd completely shits on it. I would not be surprised if the crowd boos The Rock, chants for Cody, the entire match. Let's not forget, it's not just the Philly fans. It's the hardcore fans flying in. It's the ones coming in from the UK. The UK wrestling fans are very loud. They make the shows fun. They were the ones that hijacked the Raw after WrestleMania all those years because they're so loud and they're always in tandem. And even though sometimes that can get annoying because I'm not a fan of fans trying to get themselves over at shows, even though we've all done it at least once. It's a thing where this is not going to go well. This situation with The Rock and the fact that it's being kind of told that The Rock pushed for this shows that The Rock has not even kept up with the Cody storyline, at least based on what the people think, and he doesn't have his finger on the pulse anymore. I think The Rock versus Roman Reigns, there is a high chance that by Friday of next week, they're going to go back to Cody. And the only reason why I feel this way is because I did not expect the social media turnout to be like this. Social media should not dominate your decisions. I've criticized Tony Khan before because he focuses too much on the internet wrestling fan. But this is different. This is WrestleMania. This is a guy you've built up for 2 years who's worked hard. And it really gives off the vibe that this part-time Hollywood actor who's only wrestled once in the past 2013. And then he had that one match at WrestleMania 32, which was like 5 seconds with Eric Rowan. But a real match with John Cena at WrestleMania 29, 11 years ago, is just going to show up and take Cody's spot. That's the perception from the fans. Wrestling fans are way too smart. And yes, he got a big reaction in Alabama at SmackDown. Because why wouldn't he? It's The Rock. People like to see The Rock come out. He is electrifying. But I think people care more about Cody's story and have been so invested in this story that having The Rock take it from him, this is not going to go well. And it's a bad faith move. And the reason why fans are mad is because we had to put up with this for years from Vince McMahon. We put up with it with Daniel Bryan, the Yes Movement. The Kofi Mania thing. Had to deal with that. We've had to deal with WWE for years under Vince McMahon. Constantly fucking fans over. Pushing guys and then cutting the rug from under them. And here we have a situation where Cody Rhodes has been very well protected for the past 2 years. He's only lost to Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns. That's it. That is it. I'm not including tag matches. In singles matches, he has lost to 2 guys. 2 top guys. And he's booked to... He already beat Brock twice, and he's going to be booked to defeat Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 40, and they take that away from him. Postponing it to 41 is not the answer. They're going to have to change it back to being Cody versus Roman. It's the best move. I don't know what TKO's going to say about it. I know Rock might have a problem with it, but to me, I would not be surprised. And if it does happen, I mean, again, don't say I didn't warn you. Doesn't mean The Rock can't be at WrestleMania or even be there in Cody's corner. But no, not taking the match from him.